Hello and welcome to the Daily Devotional from Bowling Green Presbyterian Church. I'm Martin Stokes and I spent 40 plus years in the ministry. One thing I always tried to do was have an open door to my office so that anyone who came, unless I was in a conference or in a meeting, they were welcome to come in and we would chat. I also kept an office at home so that I could stay up late, study, yet be close to my family. I want to take you inside my office and I want to take you a little trip. It may take several weeks for this trip because I've got a lot of things that I'm trying to do. One of those things is to record for my children and their children, if they're interested, some of the things that I've picked up along the way. These are, I'm calling open door devotions. ODD, if you use the first letter of each word, means there must be something happening. Yes, it's going to be odd for some of you, and some of the things may appeal to you and some may not. But I'm going to do it this way simply because that's who I am and that's the way I do things. Today I want to just talk about books. Books, books, and books. I've got lots of books. In fact, over the years I have had thousands of books. I've given away hundreds of books. And so they're very important to me. It started at a very young age, before I was even 5 years old. I was learning to read. And I read the little golden books, and that got me started. Then it was just a matter of each step along the way, I had more and more books. And now I want to share with you a little passage from one of those books that I picked off the shelf yesterday. And I had not planned to do this. It's just that this is a new book to me. Oh, it was published in 1939, which may not seem like new, but I figure any book that you haven't read or haven't used is new to you. And so that's the way it is for me. This is one of my new books, and I want to share with you at least one passage out of here before we begin our journey. This just happened to be that I turned to this particular part of the book entitled A Preacher and His Books. Listen to this story. Here is an old man in a prison cell. His name is Paul. He's writing a letter. As he writes, a breeze comes in through the window and fans the thin hair about his temples. A shiver goes through his body, but he writes on. And again the chill wind blows, but stronger this time. So he lays down his pen and fumbles behind him as if in search of something. Oh yes, he says to himself with a whimsical smile, I remember now. I forgot my old cloak and left it at Troas with Carpus. How silly of me. Then he resumes the letter. Dear Timothy, I wish when you come you would bring my cloak with you. I left it at the house of Carpus. Come before winter if you can, for it's already getting cold. And I see that I'm going to be exceedingly uncomfortable without my cloak. But, he adds, if you find that you have too much baggage, if you're too heavily loaded to bring the cloak and the books and parchments, then leave the cloak. Bring the books, especially the parchments. I can afford to be uncomfortable. I can afford to have a shivering body and aching bones if necessary. But I simply cannot get on without my books. Well, my wife has had to help take care of a lot of books over the years. And yet, I think that's the valuable thing that I have that really means the most to me, besides the people in my life. Books are a fascinating journey, if you will. And I want to have you come with me on a journey of some of these odd stories and ideas that are in the books. Mostly my favorite book, called the Bible. Let's begin our journey.